Whistle for Willie by Ezra Jack Keats. The cover shows a picture of a boy squatting in front of a red wall, whistling for a dog. The dog is a long black Dachshund wearing a pink collar who's walking away from the boy. Oh, how Peter wished he could whistle. This picture shows the boy, Peter, leaning against a stoplight pole next to the red wall. He saw a boy playing with his dog. Whenever the boy whistled, the dog ran straight to him. Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead he began to turn himself around. Around and around he whirled, faster and faster. This picture shows Peter standing next to the light pole, looking at another boy in the distance playing with his dog. Peter's arms are stretched out wide and he's twirling in circles. When he stopped, everything turned down and up. This picture shows Peter trying to catch his balance after spinning, but the light pole has the lights bouncing off of it. He's feeling dizzy. And up and down and around and around. Peter is still standing trying to catch his balance, and the red and yellow and green lights from the light pole are bouncing around the picture. Peter saw his dog, Willie, coming. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton lying on the sidewalk. This picture shows Peter inside a yellow box on the sidewalk. Wouldn't it be funny if I whistled? Peter thought. Willie would stop and look all around to see who it was. Peter tried again to whistle, but he still couldn't, so Willie just walked on. This is a picture of Willie, the long black Dachshund, with a pink collar, just walking down the sidewalk. Peter got out of the carton and started home. On the way, he took some colored chalks out of his pocket and drew a long, long line. This picture shows a line from the box on the sidewalk down and around the corner of a brick building. These pictures show Peter's chalk line as he continues down the sidewalk. He makes a loop around two girls that are jumping rope and around a barber's pole in front of a barber shop. Right up to his door. He stood there and tried to whistle again. He blew till his cheeks were tired, but nothing happened. In the picture, his line continues all the way along the sidewalk to his blue door. He went into his house and put on his father's old hat to make himself feel more grown up. He looked into the mirror to practice whistling. Still no whistle. In this picture, Peter is looking at himself in the mirror, trying to make his mouth into the shape of a circle to make a whistle, while he's wearing his father's green hat. When his mother saw what he was doing, Peter pretended that he was his father. He said, "I've come home early today, dear. Is Peter here?" His mother answered, "Why no, he's outside with Willie." "Well, I'll go out and look for them," said Peter. In this picture, Peter is standing with his mother, who's wearing a yellow dress and standing in front of a dresser. First, he walked along a crack in the sidewalk. Then he tried to run away from his shadow. This picture shows Peter running down the sidewalk in front of a colorfully painted wall. He's trying to balance on one of the cracks in the sidewalk as he goes. His shadow appears on the colorful wall. He jumped off his shadow, but when he landed, they were together again. This picture shows Peter jumping up into the air with his shadow, the black mark underneath him. He came to the corner where the curtain was, and who should he see but Willie? This picture shows Peter standing near the curtain that he hid in earlier and peeking around the corner to see his dog Willie walking towards him. Peter scrambled under the curtain. He blew and blew and blew. Suddenly, out came a real whistle. This picture shows Peter hiding under the curtain on the sidewalk. Willie stopped and looked around to see who it was. This picture shows Willie, the small Dachshund dog, with his nose in the air looking around. This picture shows Peter standing up with the curtain still on his head. "It's me!" Peter shouted and stood up. Willie raced straight to him. This picture shows Willie running proudly towards Peter. Peter ran home to show his father and mother what he could do. They loved Peter's whistling. So did Willie. This picture shows Peter and his parents standing in a room together. Peter is whistling with his mouth pointing up towards the ceiling, and his parents are standing proudly. Willie is also sitting back on his hind legs with his front paws in the air, looking proud of Peter. Peter's mother asked him and Willie to go on an errand to the grocery store. He whistled all the way there, and he whistled all the way home. This picture shows Willie and Peter walking down the sidewalk. Willie is holding something in his mouth, and Peter is whistling while carrying a grocery bag.